Yeah, welcome to another episode of NYCFC at Home with the Cooligans, presented by El Jimador. You know the vibes.
Okay, wow, the title has gotten longer apparently.
Yeah, dude, they're just going to keep adding to it, to be completely honest with you. Let's get more sponsors.
You know the vibe, and then we add "it's lit" at the end of it, of course.
Yeah, but do the vibes know you? There's a question mark, space, underscore.
Yes, welcome to another fun show. We have an incredible guest today. We're going to be talking about the upcoming playoffs.
That's right.
Who do we expect to shine in our match against Orlando? So a lot to discuss. But we have today, we're going to be joined by midfielder Tony Rocha.
That's right. Scored his first goal. Let's talk to him.
Let's take an inside look.
Which, by the way, presented by Adidas. All right, shouts to Adidas,
Okay, and now we are finally here with our guest for today. I want to say it's a midfielder, but it's almost like we put him in the whatever position we need him in at whatever moment, right?
Quick. That's his position. Whatever comes after quick.
Yeah. Whatever the situation calls for. But we're absolutely overjoyed, excited to be joined of NYCFC. Tony Rocha, what's up, man?
Oh, nothing much. Thanks for having me on. Like you guys said, yeah, I'm just whatever position they need me on the field. So,
what is it? All right, so Tony, you get to coach now. Okay, you're the new Ronnie. Where do you put yourself? Where do you think you are best suited? Because obviously, we all know you as a midfielder, but in your head, right? Where are you?
I would say as a number 6 as well in the middle of the field. I think that's my best position and where my best qualities come out. So.
Okay.
If I were a coach, yeah, I'm putting myself as number 6.
All right. And Tony Rocha. All right, let's go.
All right.
Off to a hot start.
We're going to shut this down. I'm going to go find a new co-host. And then we'll be right back.
Restart.
Okay, but let's, even being a number 6, even if you're required or asked to be at the back, you also just scored your first goal in Major League Soccer. It was great to see, not only to see how happy you were, everyone else was overjoyed. Everybody was losing their mind.
Did you ever think your first goal would make Thierry Henry angry?
No, not at all. I didn't even think about that, to be honest, but that's pretty awesome.
The first time you scored annoyed Thierry Henry. That's insane.
Yeah, I'm going to start telling that to people now. Like, yeah, my first goal ever in MLS, Thierry Henry was pissed.
What was that feeling like? I mean, obviously, as a professional, and for years, you obviously, not, and depending on the team you play for, the coaches are not always asking you to even be in a position to even score. Yeah. And a lot of guys just do the job that they're told, but to get that opportunity and then to score and a beautiful goal, by the way, as well. What was that feeling like for you?
It was amazing. Like you said, whenever I was coming on the field, I was getting set pieces from Rob, and my job for that corner kick was to block. So I wasn't even supposed to be attacking the ball. And so I blocked Kynes' guy, and then Kynes missed a header, and the ball was landing right in front of me. I was like, I'm going to take this chance and try to score there. So that's how it all ended up. I mean, it was amazing, the support that I got from my teammates and everything. And it was definitely something that I'm going to remember.
Did you handle it the way you thought you would have? Because when we're all kids, we all picture ourselves scoring goals. You actually went on to become a professional soccer player. So I only do that when, I get like a really great sandwich or something. But like you in particular, you scored your goal. Do you think you handled it the way you would have when you were young?
I think so. I think maybe I under-celebrated a little bit for my first goal being in the MLS. I think if I maybe would have prepared for it a little bit better, then I probably would have had a better celebration. But that'll probably be for the second goal that comes.
Okay, yeah, that gets good. You can't go overboard, right? You can't be ripping your shirt off,
especially
around.
and it's also like circumstantial in the game. Like if we're up 3-1 or whatever, like I'm not gonna rip my shirt off But if it's like a playoff, if it's a playoff game against Orlando and I score a goal, then for sure my shirt's coming off.
Oh, buddy,
knee sliding in the corner, like whatever it is for.
looking for your old coach in the stands.
Well, yeah, that's another thing that you've had a very like fascinating kind of trajectory in your career. Obviously, playing in Texas, playing for the Austin Aztecs, going to Orlando City B, playing for Orlando City. Like it's an interesting thing because a lot of players, it's difficult to make that jump, you know, from like USL and then playing in the first division in MLS, because there's this I don't know, this stigma attached to USL players, like that they won't be able to handle it in MLS. What was that? You know, I guess the faith in yourself to push on and to make it to this point. How did that, like, how do you feel now, and how did you feel while you were going through that?
It was definitely a struggle, and like I heard that from the beginning whenever I started in the USL. Like, it's extremely hard for players in the USL to go to MLS. But luckily, playing at a MLS 2 team and being seen by the MLS coach there every day kind of helped a lot. Like, I think a lot of players from the 2 teams always sign, as you see now, to the MLS team. So just being in that environment daily, I think I was lucky enough to be in that, to be able to make it to the MLS.
It's awesome. And how does it feel, you know, being a big part of the club that's now going back to Orlando to play in a playoff game? You know, how inspired are you to try and get on the field and you know, celebrate yet again?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really inspired. Like you said, I played there for the past 3 years. So there's a little bit of, I guess, rivalry there, and to be able to go and play in Orlando and take a playoff win, because it's their first time in the playoffs and they've had a great season this year. So to be able to go in Orlando, they have fans, so to be able to win in front of their fans and then hopefully move on to the next round would be something special.
Yeah,
For
and
sure.
a cool thing last year, you also got to play for your country. You represented Belize, and that was a cool thing to see. I remember watching. I was watching the game. I forgot where I was watching exactly, but just I saw an NYCFC player just getting an international cap. What did that mean for you, and maybe even your background? I know you're from Texas, but like the connection to Belize. I don't personally know I don't know who in your family the connection, but I'd love to hear more about it.
Yeah, so my mom was born in Belize, and she moved to the U.S. I think like 81. So that was my connection there. But my dream always was to play for the U.S. national team growing up, and I think as I later on in my career, I've thought that was least likely to happen. So thankfully, I was able to get citizenship for Belize, and then they called me in for a camp, and then I was able to represent a country. So I was super honored to be able to do that, and hopefully soon we can play again for the Gold Cup coming up.
Did you know a lot about Belize before you went there, like, or was it like sort of like a little bit of a culture shock for you?
It was. I visited when I was younger, but that was only the first time that I went, so it was a little bit of a culture shock going down there.
That's dope. Yeah, and when moving on from Orlando into NYCFC, why don't you talk to us a little bit about that? Sort of, if I'm not mistaken, you were traded, correct?
Yes. Yeah, I was traded.
So what was that like, finding out that you were being traded, and of all places, New York, where you were like, here we go, I got to get Tim's, just like Belize. I don't know if you wear Tim's in Belize.
No, so it was funny. Our last game in Orlando was against the Red Bulls. And then so the last game of the season, and I stayed in New York. I was like, wow, this city is amazing. This was the first time that I visited New York and everything. And I was like, I got to come back. And then so I ended up not getting my option picked up. And then my agent was like, hey, I think NYCFC is going to trade for you. And I was like, a couple of months ago, or like a month ago, I was like, I want to come visit New York. And now I'm going to be able to live in New York City. And so that was a cool, I guess, transition from the end of the season to now being able to play in New York City.
Yeah.
But you got to ask for a scratch-off win or something. You're too powerful.
Okay. The other thing that's cool is, so I know that I see on your Instagram there's a lot of nutrition. You're like a nutrition coach. Is it clearly being healthy is an
This is why I unfollowed him. You know, it's too much, dude.
I'm supposed to be the opposite. I want more people to follow me. I don't want to be unfollowed.
Dude, you got to put a slice of pizza if you want me to get it.
Why is your Instagram a personal attack on Alexis, Tony?
No, it goes against my personal religion.
I should just tag you next time. Every time I post, just tag Alexis.
Please do. My wife will love it.
It's funny. I mean, Alexis and I are like kind of the opposite of when it comes to my girlfriend is a nutritionist. Alexis thinks she's the devil, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot of fake news. That's all I hear.
Too soon.
But that part of your life, how did you sort of get into it? Because it's interesting when I hear my girlfriend talk about it, and the level of care and discipline. That's really the hardest part. And definitely, if you're an athlete, obviously that is your nutrition is clearly a part of it. But the discipline it takes to eat well all the time is just so difficult. How do you manage to do that so consistently?
I think it's easier as a professional athlete because of just the environment that we're in daily. Like we go to the facility and like there's just food prep for us for breakfast and lunch. So just being in that routine, it's easier for us. What I respect is people who aren't professional athletes and who have that discipline daily to look after their body and to like make sure that they're putting the right foods in. And because it goes more than just performance. It goes like not being tired during the day, like recovering well and just having that energy throughout the day for whatever it is, to play with your kids, to train for a marathon, for anything. So just seeing that.
How many?
I'll just ask.
Oh, go ahead.
Real quick. I just want to ask, like, what's the nutrition trend that Tony Rocha is focusing on right now? Because I know, there's always
what's hot in Whole Foods.
So there's always something.
So I don't push this on clients, but I've been vegan for the past year, and that's helped me. That's helped me a lot with recovery and not being sore after like training sessions and just being able to sleep better and stuff. So
all right.
If I were to talk to clients about it, it'd be just like whole food, plant-based majority of your diet.
How many avocados you go through in a week? Be honest.
Probably one a day. So 7.
Damn,
bro.
You need to be a professional sports athlete to afford 7 avocados a week. In New York, everyone watching this in California is like, that's nothing. In New York, that's like, that's like drinking champagne every day.
Yeah, but no, there's somebody picking avocados right now that like they have the Tony basket. You know what I mean? They're like, these are for Tony.
Avocados for the week.
Some guy in a bodega trying to get a whole cart through the door. I gotta get it for Tony.
His body really demands it. Look, Tony, best of luck in Orlando and for the whole team in the playoffs. We obviously are rooting intensely for all the boys. But dude, thank you so much for joining us. I know this is a cool thing, and I'm glad we got to finally meet you and talk to you for a little bit.
Yeah, no, I had a lot of fun. Thank you guys for having me on.
All right, baby, let's do a little match preview presented by EA Sports. He's like, yo, who's next? What a wonderful interview. Huh? Tony's a great guy.
Tony's the best. It's great to hear from the players that you normally don't really get to hear from. And we need more of that.
Well, that's what we're here for. And when you say we need more of that, we're specifically talking to the people who write our checks. Let's go. We need more of that. I'm excited for the playoffs. How you feeling about it?
I'm feeling pretty optimistic. I know a lot of the people at MLS, a lot of the pundits have not really favored NYCFC here. They think Orlando City at home will be able to get a victory, but I don't.
Is it even their home? We spent months there. Are you kidding me? Okay. We know where they keep the checks. Yeah. We know the secret sock drawer. We know all of it in Orlando.
Right. At this point, we're basically squatting in Orlando.
Are you kidding me? Squatters' rights. That's everyone's home.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Look, as New Yorkers, you know like rent laws. All right. You know tenant rules. All right. I know my rights.
Yeah, come on. I don't need a lawyer. I got this. Code 73, Section 48. Orlando is technically also our home. It's our summer home. What's more New York than having a summer home in Florida, or going to Florida and pretending you know everything about it? That's the most New York thing to do.
At the very least, Orlando, that county, that district voted blue. So we're already basically there.
Blue. In fact, it'll vote sky blue during the first week of the playoffs, if you get my drift.
No, but I think I feel with the form that we're in, where we've won 4 in a row, and even winning games on the road. Tati Castellanos is shining as much as ever. I think we win this one, I don't think it's even that close. I think NYCFC is probably going to get a 3-1 win here.
I think so. Here's the danger in saying that. When a team like Orlando is almost specifically built to play a team like us, they don't mind counterattacking. They have players that are good at counterattacking. They have players like Nani and Chris Mueller that are really good one-on-one. They have players like Dike who are really good, sort of play with their back against the goal. So I'm a little bit more worried than you are, but I still think we are going to win. But I think it's going to be something along the lines of maybe like 2-1.
Yeah, I think I'm not look, all our games, the last game we drew against them, and we don't necessarily, they don't like make us look bad. That they're not really that dominant of a team defensively. Right. Chanot and Collins, and hopefully Collins is playing. I know the MLS is figuring out the international duty, charter flights. I don't know, like literally bring him back in a bubble. I don't know what you got to do, but even if he's not there, Sebastian Biaga, I think it will be able to hold his own as well. So I'm not too terrified about that. But I think that with the offensive form that we currently have, I think it's enough to get us past Orlando. Which is wild because we've had these string of injuries, but you could see as the pieces are starting to come back, we look incredible. And I think it all rests on our midfield. Can our midfield transition from a defense to attack efficiently, and can they help stop the counterattacks before they hit our back line? If that's possible, I mean, that's it right there. And this is yet another team who's going to have to sort of worry about Anton Tinnerholm, because he's going to be able to unlock them, specifically the way they played defense. He's going to be able to sort of march forward and really start to cause some overlaps. And as soon as that happens and overloads, it's going to be exciting to watch. Exactly. Great analysis. I mean, what are we going to do this professionally? Have you met us before? No, I just love it because the really, there's a lot in that. You know what I mean? It says there's a lot of emotion. There's a lot of detail just in that Everybody knows what you're talking about. Okay. I mean, it gets right here. So yes, this match is happening November 21st at noon. It's going to be in Orlando. Make sure to watch on Yes Network, Unimas. And you can listen on nycfc.com/radio if you want to hear the English or Spanish broadcast. Or Spanish, baby. Come on. All right. So let's hope for hopefully the next time you see us, we are celebrating a victory and moving on to the next round in the playoffs. So that's what we got our fingers crossed for right now. Let's go. Let's finally get into the next round, yo. That'd be lovely. All right, everybody. Thank you again for tuning in to another NYCFC at home with the Cooligans, presented by El Jimador.